Hey guys, Arune here, and today I decided to do a video based on this show that my roommate and I have been watching called Sex at the City. Now, I've actually watched several episodes before the quarantine, and basically, the best way that I always described it, it's kind of like queer as folk for straight people. But basically it follows the adventures of four friends, and they all have different aspects. Now it's I'm watching this show, and I actually had to ask some of my friends, is this how straight people like act? No, and I'm kidding. I mean, obviously, like, I grew up with other people, of different orientations, and so there are actually gay characters in the show, and sometimes I'm like watching them going like, do you let your girlfriends do this? No. But yeah, so I have definitely come to the conclusion that I hate the main character, Carrie Bradshaw. I've even told some of my friends, I told my roommate that if I ever started acting too much like her, just tell me, please. But it follows this misadventures of her and her three other friends, each of them having like very different aspects about themselves, and it just kind of reminds me of some of the animes that come out that have tropes, and basically each character is very tropesy, and I mean it works because I guess like it talks about different aspects. They all usually have kind of like the same problem, and that's kind of what keeps them connected. And I like that theme, at least. And so it gives you four different perspectives on like the same thing, and it usually has to do with sex. And my favorite character, of course, is Samantha, because basically Samantha is pretty much a gay man. And Charlotte is very pleasantly prudish, which I love. It's like basically she's the virgin of the group. And then Miranda is the tough, street smart lawyer that basically is very independent. And she meets like the most adorable guy and then treats him like crap. And that's basically like what the theme is that I kind of feel like sometimes is like this show is a thing because this is how straight people have relationships. I'm not sure. And feel free to chime in. I actually want to remind people that I have never, well, I take that back. I had one relationship with a woman when I was 16 years old in high school, and I don't know if that necessarily counts because it was a high school thing and it was only for a month. And we never even cleared first base, to be honest with you. Anyhow, so yeah, so with that in mind, I'm watching this show, and it's not like I haven't watched other shows where boys and girls like have relationships and things like that, so I get it. But at the same time, I'm just like sort of like oh yeah, definitely the main character, Carrie. I would tell every straight friend that I have to not put their dick in crazy, because she constantly like does stupid things, and like she keeps getting back to big. It's like the girl that keeps has problems with relationships, so she keeps going back to the abusive man that like basically treats her like crap. And this is basically, it went on for 6 seasons and 2 movies, apparently. So I still watch the show because definitely for Samantha, because she like says like the most amazing things. And I've actually I can't put my finger on exactly what I've used, but I definitely used her as a basis for some of my drag personas. So yeah, so I've always kept that in mind. It's like my like little secret is like, oh yes, when I think of being like a drag queen, I think of Samantha Jones. Just kind of like the glamorous, like, that whole like, can-do attitude, and it's amazing. Great, I would almost say like role model. In fact, like the show should have been about her. Anyhow, I have been enjoying the show because it's like, watching it with somebody like my roommate John, who's actually watched the show when when it was a thing, and like we're watching it again, and I wasn't there for that. So here I am watching this show. Yeah, I didn't have the HBO, or was it Showtime? HBO, I think. Anyways, I didn't have this premium channel when it was a thing, so I never watched it. So here we are actually watching all of these, like, marathoning these episodes, and enjoying the quarantine. So I guess I'm catching out with the rest of you. Anyways, that's my take on the show. I decided to just go with this because this was kind of my afternoon. And feel free to message me, let me know if you want me to talk about anything else that's going on. My cousin Nick put a suggestion about Thai Buddhism, and I think I might do that one next, but don't hold me to that. So yeah, hope you guys are enjoying this. Again, give me some feedback if you like. Thanks.